This is Adrian Hart with your Southeast Colorado news on seconews.org. We're at the Lana High School Gymnasium for the Veterans Day ceremony, and we're going to let Gail Eviat take it away. There we go. She's got a hot mic. Here we go. Our broadcast brought to you by the Seco News founding advertising contributors on seconews.org. You can find them in that link.
Lana High School students, staff, guests, and veterans. Please stand at this time. Remove all headgear. Please remain standing to honor our Lana Fire Department as they post the colors.
All uniform personnel, present HOG!
You may be seated, and thank you. What does Veterans Day mean? Veterans Day is an important day set aside to honor and show appreciation for all who have served in the United States military in wartime, peacetime, living, or deceased. Veterans Day is a federal holiday, a bank holiday, and in most states, a state holiday. That means that federal employees, including military members, are typically given the day off. And in most states, state workers are as well. In Canada, November 11th is called Remembrance Day. This day, which is more similar to Memorial Day than Veterans Day. It honors veterans who have died in the service of their country. Do you know the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day? On both Veterans Day and Memorial Day, it's customary to spend the day remembering and honoring the countless veterans who have served in the United States throughout the country's history. However, there is a distinction between the two holidays. Veterans Day is the day set aside to thank and honor all who have served, living or deceased, but particularly the living veterans among us. Memorial Day specifically commemorates the men and women who died while in the service of their country and made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Veterans Day occurs on November 11th, today, every year in the United States in honor of the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 that signaled the end of World War I, known as Armistice Day. November 11th, 1918, the armistice ending World War I begins at 11 a.m. Armistice means an agreement made by the opposing sides in a war to stop fighting for a certain time, a truce. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson proclaims November 11th as Armistice Day. November 11th, 1921, the first unknown soldier is reburied at the Arlington National Cemetery. The tomb has the words inscribed, "Here rest, in honor, glory, an American soldier, known but to God." This year commemorates the 100th anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, 1921-2021. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier serves as a symbolic grave for all war dead whose remains have not been found or identified. The tomb began with one unknown service member from World War I, and today is the grave of 3 unidentified service members. Its meaning has evolved to represent the memory of all military members throughout the American history. May 13th, 1938, Armistice Day becomes a federal holiday. June 1st, 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower signs a bill changing Armistice Day to Veterans Day in order to include all U.S. veterans of all wars, including World War II and the Korean War. May 30th, 1958, unknown soldiers from World War II and the Korean War are reburied next to the unknown soldier from World War I. Veterans Day commemorates veterans of all wars. In 1968, the Uniform Holidays Bill was passed by Congress, which moved the celebration of Veterans Day to the 4th Monday in October. The law went into effect in 1971, but in 1975, President Gerald Ford returned Veterans Day to November 11th due to the important historical significance of the date. Thank you, President Gerald Ford. May 28th, 1984, an unknown soldier from the Vietnam War is reburied in the Arlington National Cemetery. In 1998, he is identified through DNA test as Michael Velasquez, a 24-year-old pilot shot down in 1972 on the border of Cambodia. Although this holiday initially honored those who perished in service to their country, when the holiday's name was changed to Veterans Day, it became a day to honor all the men and women who have served in the armed forces of the United States. Great Britain, France, Australia, and Canada also commemorate the veterans of World War I and World War II on the near November 11th. Canada has Remembrance Day, while Britain has Remembrance Sunday, the second Sunday of November. In Europe, Great Britain and the Commonwealth countries, it is common to observe 2 minutes of silence at 11 a.m. every November 11th. So today at 11 a.m., take 2 minutes and think of these veterans at 11 a.m. Every Veterans Day and Memorial Day, Arlington National Cemetery holds an annual memorial service. The cemetery is home to the graves of over 400,000 people, most of them who have served in the military. Here's some facts about Veterans Day. The military men and women who serve and protect the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are parents. They are children. They are grandparents and friends, neighbors and co-workers, and are an important part of their communities. Here are some facts about the veteran population of the United States. It's pretty astonishing. According to the most recent data from the National Center of Veterans Analysis and Statistics, there are approximately 19.5 million veterans in the United States. There are approximately 2 million that are female. 7 million veterans that served during the Vietnam War. 3 million veterans that have served in support on the war of terrorism. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, about 325,000 were still alive as of 2020. Impressive, very impressive. 2 million veterans served during the Korean War. As of 2019, top 3 states with the highest percentage of veterans were Virginia, Wyoming, and Alaska. There were around 21.8 million veterans in the United States as of 2010. There are around 9 million veterans that are over the age of 65. General George Patton, the famous World War II general, was born on November 11th. As of June 21st, there are 5.18 million veterans receiving disability compensation. At this time, I would like to have Mr. Michael Clark and Mr. Isaiah Chaparro, and they will do the folding of the flag. The flag. The meaning of the flag draped over a coffin. This is the meaning. The meaning of a flag draped over a coffin. All Americans should be given this lesson. Those who think that America is an arrogant nation should really reconsider that thought. Our founding fathers used God's words and teachings to establish our great nation, and I think it's high time Americans get re-educated about the nation's history. Pass it along and be proud of this country we live in, and even more, be proud of those who have served to protect our God-given rights and freedoms. I hope you take the time to understand what the flag means. Here is how you understand the flag that is laid upon it on a coffin and surrendered to so many widows and widowers. 21-gun salute stands for the sum of numbers in the year of 1776. Have you ever noticed that the honor guard pays meticulous attention to correctly folding the United States of American flag 13 times? You probably thought it was just to symbolize the original 13 colonies, but we learn something new every day. The first fold of the flag is the symbol of life. The second fold is the symbol of the belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans departing the ranks who gave a portion of their lives for the defense of the country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents the weaker nation. For as American citizens, trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well in time of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to the country, for in the words of Stephen Decker, our country in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where people's hearts lie. It is their heart that they pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to its armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that they protect their country and their flag against all her enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of their republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of the day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood and mothers, for it has been through their faith, their love, loyalty, and the devotion that the character of men and women who have made this country great has been molded. The 10th fold for the defense of their country since they were first born. The 11th fold represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and that glorifies in Hebrews' eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in the Christian's eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The 13th fold are when the flag is completely folded, the stars are utmost reminding them of their nation's motto, in God we trust. After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington, and the sailors, the Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for them the rights, privileges, and freedoms they enjoy today. There are some traditions and ways of doing things that have deep meaning. In the future, you'll see flags folded, and now you know why. Share what you have learned today to your siblings that was not able to be here, and your parents. Maybe the Supreme Court should read the explanation before they render their decision on the Pledge of Allegiance. Maybe someone with the necessary power or political and financial influence will get it to them. In the meantime, may God protect us always, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today at 11 o'clock, take 2 minutes and think about the ones who have served. At this time, I would like Ms. Shawn Geist to come up.
It's not going to work. We'll have to do this a little bit differently. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail, for allowing us to be part of the ceremonies today. And also, we would like to thank the ROTC students for helping us with the quilts this morning. Hi, I'm Shawn Geist. And this is Marilyn Higgins. And we are with the Colorado Prairie Quilters. Our club is about to celebrate its first anniversary as a member of the Quilts of Valor Foundation. We have members who represent the 6 counties of Otero, Crowley, Bend, Kiowa, and Cheyenne. We meet in Haswell once a quarter, and we make quilts to honor veterans. A quilter named Catherine Roberts started the movement, which is now known as the Quilts of Valor, while her son was deployed to Iraq in 2003. Since that time, over 10,000 volunteers have quilted and awarded over 286,000 quilts. Our mission is to honor service members and veterans who have been touched by war with a comforting and healing quilt. We define valor as the strength of mind, spirit, and courage to face danger or hardship. Each quilt brings a 3-part message from our hearts. First, we honor you for your service. For all you hold dear, and for standing in harm's way in time of crisis, protecting us from the effects of war. Next, our quilters know that freedom is never free. The cost of freedom is the dedication of men and women like you. This quilt is meant to say thank you for your sacrifice. And finally, this quilt is meant to offer you comfort and to remind you that you are forever in our thoughts and in our hearts. You are appreciated. You are remembered. For those of us who have never seen combat, who have never been in a war zone, Such experiences are beyond our comprehension. We hope that when you have a hard time or need the warmth of a grateful hug, you will wrap this quilt around you and you will feel all the comfort we've sewn into every seam. I am honored to present 3 quilts today. First, Kari Golahar, would you please come forward? Kari served in the United States Army from 1998 until her retirement in 2011. Kari was a staff sergeant in 88M Transport with the Combat HET Company. She has provided humanitarian services in Honduras, building roads and schools after a hurricane. She also spent several years moving supplies and equipment for both Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraq Freedom. Kari's military awards and decorations include Army Reserve Components Achievement Medal, 4th Award, Army Achievement Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal with Bronze Star, 2nd Award, Army Service Ribbon, Army Reserves Component Overseas Training Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Armed Forces Reserve Medal with M Device and Bronze Hourglass, Louisiana War Cross, 2nd Award, Louisiana General Excellence Ribbon, 3rd Award, and Louisiana Longevity Ribbon, 2nd Award. Thank you, Kari, for your service and dedication. Next, would Henry Lopez please come forward? On a personal note, I worked with Henry and his wife for 30 years? 30 years at the post office, so I've known them for a long, long time. Henry is a Vietnam-era veteran of the United States Army. Henry served from 1973 to 1975 with the 8th Infantry 183 Field Artillery Alpha Battery. Henry was stationed in Baumhofer, Germany. His MOS was 13 Bravo 10 Artilleryman. He has earned the National Defense Medal. Henry is also an expert rifleman. Thank you, Henry, for your service. Now, if I could have Billy Schmidt join us up here, please. Almost known Billy as long, 20-something years, long time. Billy started basic military training for the United States Air Force in 1992. And his retirement ceremony was held this past Sunday. Congratulations. Yeah. Billy is a senior master sergeant. He has also been with the Colorado Air National Guard from 2001 to the present. His continental U.S. and foreign deployments include Seattle, Washington, Shreveport, Louisiana, Oahu, Hawaii, Papa, Hungary, and Okinawa, Japan. In addition, Billy has been deployed 4 times for Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003, 2004, 2007, 2008, and 2009. He has also been deployed to Operation Freedom Sentinel in Afghanistan in 2019. Billy is a weapons element flight chief and a wing weapon manager. His military awards and decorations include Air Force Achievement Medal with 2 devices, Meritorious Unit Award with 3 devices, Air Force Outstanding Unit Award with Valor with 6 devices, Air Force Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal with 1 device, Afghanistan Campaign Medal with 1 device, Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 devices, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal with 2 devices, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Air Force Expeditionary Service Ribbon with Gold Order with 3 devices, Air Force Longevity Service with 4 devices, Armed Forces Reserve Medal with 4 M devices, United States Air Force Non-Commissioned Officer PME Graduate Ribbon, Basic Military Training Honor Graduate, Air Force Training Ribbon, and the NATO Medal. Billy also heads up the ROTC program here at Junta High School, and these are your candidates, please, for the ROTC students. Thank you for your service and dedication. In addition to the quilt, they will receive a certificate which states, "The Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it our privilege to do so. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice to protect and defend the United States of America, we award you the Quilts of Valor as an expression of gratitude from a grateful nation." On behalf of the Quilts of Valor Foundation, Kari, Billy, Henry, welcome home. And thank you for your dedication and your service.
Before you guys get off the stage, I would like any veteran that is here, and I know that we have staff members, but anybody that's in the audience that is a veteran, would you please stand at this time? Please remain standing. Also at this time, Mr. Coates, come up so that we know that you're also a veteran. You little stink. Also, there you go. So as he said earlier, it's all walks of life. All walks of life. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a parent, grandparent, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter. But these are veterans that have served for us. If you don't know what freedom's all about, look at them and make sure that you thank them. We are where we are because of them. I would like to also acknowledge at the same time, which is going to be our future veterans, I hope, and that is Mr. Schmitz Jr., our OTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps. Could you guys also stand up if you're in the audience? Yeehaw! There we go. Look at all them. There's our guys, our future. Thank you all. So this is the last of it. Veterans Day means freedom, sacrifice, and honor for those who served in the military. It also means to give thanks to people who have served. We should be brave and strong-hearted when we meet veterans. Without Veterans Day, many Americans would forget them and sacrifices they have made. They all made it home. Not all. Today we celebrate our veterans for their service from the past, the present, and the future. We thank you for your service. Mr. Beard. If this doesn't mean very much to you, it means a lot to me, my family, and for the other folks that have sacrificed their family to go over there to make us free. Sorry about the tears, but it is what it is. This concludes our assembly. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. We thank you for coming, and we thank each and every one of the veterans that are here today. Thank you.
This is your Southeast Colorado News on seconews.org.